Hey, Flavor family, what is up? It is Bobby Parrish from Flav City coming at you in the Thermomix kitchen for some amazing keto recipes for the new year. We want to hook you up with some recipes that are next level, and just because you're doing keto, it does not mean you have to sacrifice flavor. So the recipe we're going to make today is my version of keto ramen soup with a soft boiled runny egg yolk. But here's the deal. When you normally get ramen out at the restaurant, careful what's in there, right? It's loaded with sodium. They can emulsify like pork fat in there in my favorite version called tokansu, and they oftentimes sprinkle MSG. So I actually can't eat that because I'm a little allergic to the MSG, but I came up with a version that is so clean and tastes just like the real thing. And the beauty is we're making everything in the Thermomix. It's gonna chop, it's gonna mix, it's gonna make the soup, and it's gonna soft boil the most perfect ramen egg ever. So I know you're gonna love it, and it's super easy. Let's get rolling. So I have the recipe pulled up here on my Thermomix. I'm gonna go to start cooking. First thing we have to do is add 14 ounces of water to the Thermomix for our soft boiled egg. So let's pour that in. And we'll go to the next step here, which is to insert the simmering basket. And then place 6 pasture-raised eggs in the basket here. I always advocate using the best quality eggs possible, and for me that's pasture-raised eggs. You oftentimes hear about pasture-raised eggs, but what are they? They're from chickens that are outside from morning till night, and they have a higher nutritional profile. And the beauty of that is they're really available everywhere now, and they're really just a little more expensive if you're trying to up your healthy intake this new year and try to make little baby steps, right? That's what you can do. Replace regular eggs with pasture-raised eggs. It's a great start. So I'm gonna put the lid back down here. Put the lid back down here, and then we're gonna cook them. So we're gonna put this to speed 1, and it's going to cook for 10 minutes exactly. And why is that important? Sometimes when you cook soft-boiled eggs at home, it's a guessing game, right? You cook it too long, it's not soft. You cook it too short, it's runny as can be. By doing it in the Thermomix exactly 10 minutes, we're gonna see the most perfect ramen egg that we're gonna put on the soup. So wait 10 minutes, and then we'll pull them out and move on to the next step of the soup. All right, 10 minutes is done, and the eggs are gonna be perfectly cooked through. And then everything's hot, right? So be careful. Grab your spatula, hook it in to the steamer basket, and get it out. But immediately come back to the sink here and run cold water under it, because just because you took it out of the Thermomix or hot water or hot oven, it doesn't stop the cooking process. There's still a lot of residual heat in there, and I don't want to overcook my beautiful ramen egg. So I'm gonna run some water under there just for a minute. And then I'll leave the eggs back there, and we can get going with the base of the soup here. So I'm gonna empty the water out of my carafe here and move on to the next step. Okay, soup, big flavors, but super easy. 3 cloves of garlic goes in the Thermomix. Hit the next button. And a 1-inch piece of peeled ginger. Very, very key to adding a ton of flavor. Also, ginger helps soothe your stomach, which is a really nice kind of added benefit of this recipe. Okay. We'll put the lid back on here. Now, instead of having to chop these ingredients, it's gonna be chopped in the Thermomix, which is super easy, and I won't make a mess anywhere. And then we're gonna crank up the speed selector to 10, and that's gonna mince our ginger and our garlic in literally just a matter of seconds. Seconds are done. All right, aromatics are blitzed up. Let's hit next. And then we have to add 4 ounces of red onions in case you don't wanna measure or in case you're a stickler for the rules. The measurements are in the Thermomix. So I'll add exactly 4 ounces. Get to see that my eyeball was correct there. And then I will hit next, insert the measuring cup and lid back on here. And it's gonna pulse up the red onion for me on speed 5. And once again, that literally takes 1, 2, 3 seconds. Okay. So now, just to make sure everything got kind of chopped properly, I'm gonna take the spatula and scrape down the sides of the bowl like this. I mean, take a look at the veggies. It looks like you actually ran a knife through it. It's something that might take a little more effort, but it took no effort at all, which is really nice. Okay, I'll pop the lid back on. Go to the next step here. Add half an ounce of extra virgin olive oil. That'll be our cooking oil. Perfect. And then mushrooms, right? You can use any mushrooms you want, but I actually encourage you to trade up from the normal white button mushroom to at least cremini, or for what I'm doing this recipe, shiitake. Shiitakes have a ton of flavor. White button mushrooms don't really have that oomph, right? I want that meaty umami flavor because remember, this is a vegetarian recipe and shiitake mushrooms are widely available right now and so darn tasty. So I'm gonna add 4 ounces of the shiitakes. Put the lid back on. And then we'll just crank it 1 notch to the stirring setting here. So for about 8 minutes, it's gonna cook and stir, so you don't have to sit over the pot. Stirring, you can go on and start prepping the rest of your ingredients for the ramen, which makes the recipe actually go a lot quicker. So we'll see you in about 7.5 minutes. All right, 8 minutes is up. I wish we had smell-o-vision because this already smells good, so you know the soup at the end is gonna be gangbusters, right? So let's take our lid, put it here, and then now comes the money part, right? Adding more flavor, adding more liquid, and letting it roll. Hit the next on the Thermomix, and we'll add 65 ounces of beef broth, or ideally, bone broth, right? So I'm gonna add that to the carafe here. I prefer bone broth, especially now it's the new year, right? You want to give your body as many gut-friendly foods as possible. Bone broth is not only good for collagen as you get older, right? Collagen goes away. It's also really good for chondroitin and gelatin. Very good for your gut bacteria, and it's all about feeding the bacteria in your gut. That's the backbone to your health. So 65 ounces, or about 2 quarts of bone broth is in there. Then we'll add the white miso paste. What is miso paste? It's fermented organic, non-GMO soybeans. When you think of things that have umami or like flavor, this is it. It's gonna add so much yumminess and depth of flavor. And this is kind of what I use to replace MSG, which is typically used in all ramens. It's an actual traditional ingredient. I can't eat that because it makes me break out. Next up, 1 teaspoon of toasted sesame oil. Stuff is strong, so you just need a little bit. And then half an ounce of tamari soy sauce, which is basically gluten-free soy sauce. But once again, a flavor booster. And then we need a little bit of spice in there. I tend to go for sriracha or sambal olik. It's a fermented chili paste, and it's got a ton of flavor, and it's not too spicy. So let's just add the whole thing. I hope everyone here likes spicy food today. Okay. All right, we'll put the lid and the measuring cup back onto the Thermomix. And then I will crank it up to 1. And it's gonna cook for 20 minutes, but it's also gonna continuously stir again, but it's not going in the way that it's chopping up anything. The blade is actually going the other way, which is stirring the whole time, which ensures an even cook. So I'll wait until that's done, then we'll move on to the next step, which is gonna be grabbing those eggs out of the sink and peeling them, and we're done. All right, time is up. The soup smells amazing, right? And look inside. I mean, you know it's gonna taste good when it looks that good, but we're not done yet, right? So, next up, we have to add the shiitake noodles. But the last 5 minutes of cooking here, I got the eggs out of the sink and I peeled them. And I put a knife through them and they were exactly the way I want. Jammy, soft, and runny. I just pushed those to the side. Before I actually add the noodles, check for seasoning, right? I find one of the biggest mistakes us home cooks do is not checking for seasoning as we go along. And even though we put some salt in there in the form of tamari and in the form of that fermented paste, it's gonna need more salt 9 times out of 10. And you don't wanna wait till the end. That's so good, you guys. Nice blend of like that, a little bit of salt from the tamari, a little bit of heat, but it does need more salt. Because the bone broth we put in here was completely unseasoned, and I do wanna add a couple cracks of pepper. Now, Thermomix is telling me to add 16 ounces of shirataki noodles. In my cookbook, I use these a ton. If you don't know about them, they're the only low-carb noodle on the market. They're made of konjac flour and they actually have 0 net carbs, but they're packed in water, as you can see, right? So what I want to do is grab my strainer basket here and strain them first because you don't want this liquid in there. And I think this is far better than using like a zucchini noodle because those are veggies, right? This is an actual real noodle here. It's very, very cool. And then what you want to do is strain away the liquid and then give them a quick rinse because they've been sitting in that packaging and sometimes it can have just a little bit of a flavor, but you rinse it away and I call it the closest thing to actual like pasta or ramen noodles you can get, but it's going to soak up the flavor of that broth and get so yummy. And actually before you add them, just spill them out to your board because they tend to be like big long strands like that tend to get a little tangled. So just run your knife through them. Put them in our delicious soup here. And then hit next. And I'll put the top on. And then we'll set the timer to 2 minutes. Once again, we're not really cooking the noodles, we're just warming them through. And then we'll set it on speed 1. And it's mixing, it's not chopping. You don't want to chop the noodles right, so the blade knows. It goes the opposite way, stirs it up, and then we're done. But we're not done. See, I never know when to stop, right? It's gonna taste good as is, but I'm all about the garnishes. I'm all about making it look pretty. And I already have that beautiful ramen egg, but what if I take a head of cilantro here? What if I take a red finger pepper, and I know 30%, maybe 15% of you guys are intolerant or have that DNA disposition to make cilantro taste like soap. Use parsley, use chives, it doesn't matter. But grab your bunch like this and give it a haircut. That way you get less stems in there, right? And then just grab it together into one bunch here. I kind of say like a cigar, and that way my knife blade goes through as many cilantro leaves as possible. And then totally optional, but I love these things. These are red finger peppers, right? They're not too spicy because I actually don't love spicy food. They're more mild than fruity. You can get them at most markets, including Asian markets. And I like to slice it on the bias like this and garnish with nice pieces of these chilies. That combined with, the ramen noodle, this is proper. This is how you get your keto ramen fix without any of the filler, all thriller. Okay. All right, the wait is over. Let's plate this dish. I found the biggest bowl I could find in the kitchen here because I'm really hungry. But we got that broth loaded with the shiitakes, the shiratakes. Just so much stuff in here. Okay, garnish time, right? A little bit of that cilantro on top. Few of those red finger peppers. Don't stop there, right? Grab our plate of ramen eggs. Grab one of these beauties. Place it just right there. And the heat is gonna kind of reheat that yolk a little bit. You guys, there it is. Keto ramen soup, clean as a whistle, comforting for the winter. This is the kind of food you want to eat without sacrificing flavor, keto or not. That is bomb, right? Less talking, more eating. Let's try a bite of this. I want every single thing in my bite. Wow. Heat, perfect. Just the right amount of salt. That is so good, right? As good as that is right now, tomorrow, better. The next day, even better. It's just so darn good, you guys. So check out the recipe on the Cook I Do platform. For tips about where I source the ingredients from, go to the Thermomix USA Facebook page. Plenty more recipes coming your way. We'll see you very soon. Hashtag keep on cooking. Mad love and peace, you guys.